We are the average of the people we hang out with. I am Matthieu Stefani, serial entrepreneur and co-founder of Cosa Vostra, a tech and creative consulting agency. With Génération Do-It-Yourself, I offer you talks with entrepreneurs, sportsmen or artists who will literally make our average explode. I usually post in French, but I record in English from time to time as for this episode you're about to listen. And I'd love to get your feedback. Oh, and before you start, please reach out if you need to grow in France and in Europe. At Cosa Vostra, we have a 100-plus team of amazing consultants, designers or developers based in Paris, London, and much more locations to help you grow your business. Talk to you soon. Enjoy the episode. Out of all of these people, who are the people that counts?
Well, you know, I've worked more than anybody else. I've worked with David Hare, Sir David Hare. I don't cite knighthoods very often, but for him I will. And he's a great man and a great writer and a great person. And he has worked with me a lot of times. That's enormous. That's all that can get me by. That can get me by. You know, I can exist on that because his approval and his opinion of me is as important as anyone else's. Richard Curtis, who I've worked with a lot, you know, I've worked with him 4 times. You know, people who I admire tremendously, like those two people.
Professionals. I mean,
and also
your daughter,
very good artists.
Partner, your son-in-law. I don't know.
Well,
I
tell you, the greatest review I ever had, and anybody would tell you, any father would tell you, was when I did a play, and you know, when my daughter comes. I mean, I remember the first time my daughter saw me on stage, I think she was 8 years old, and I was so nervous because you never know. This could be the day your trousers fall down. This could be the day that somebody messes up the lighting cue and you fall over, or, you know, anything can happen. And your daughter is in your life forever. It's not like she's not some member of the audience. And every time my daughter comes, I mean, you know, it's always the most important show. If it's a theatre play, she is the most important. No pressure here, but she is the most important audience for me because she's, you know, the most important person. She and her mum, they're the most important people in my life, and she came and saw me in a play some time ago, and she said something which I'm not going to tell you what it was, but it was just that's. And also because she's very, very, sorry, Mary, I didn't mean this to be about you, but she's also incredibly bright and astute and has impeccable taste, though I say it myself. And so for her, I mean, it's not just that obviously as a father I would seek my daughter's approval, but also because as a person, she is someone that I trust professionally and admire in terms of everything. But, you know, when Harold Pinter asks you to be in a play twice, you have my attention, you know? Or if Michael Gambon, who died recently, he used to creep up behind me. Are you allowed to swear on this podcast?
You can do everything.
Michael Gambon used to, when I was young and in the canteen at the National Theatre, and I was very unsure and uncertain, Michael Gambon would creep up behind me while I was queuing for my food, and he would say, "You fucking little bastard. I saw you last night, you fuckwit. You could be an actor if you don't fuck it up." And that would get me through for 18 months. That would get me through the next couple of years. If Michael Gambon said it was okay, it was okay.
This is quite amazing. And once again, if you compare, and I do totally understand what you're saying right now, when I see those guys, including Kylian Mbappé or young actors, but being certain when they're 15, 17, 20, even 25, like they will just rock the world. I'm like, I mean, what did I do? Where was I? I mean, I don't have regrets, as you say. I mean, the life is as it is, and you get better. But still, if you had the chance, the force to believe in yourself more when you were 20,
Yeah.
I mean, would it have been great, or is it okay like this? I mean,
it's fine, and I'm fine. But would I have liked to have had that kind of insight when I was younger? Yeah, for sure. Life would have been so much easier, but it would also probably have been just generally more enjoyable and exciting. Although I've had a very enjoyable, exciting life.
But probably tougher also. Harder, isn't it? Because when you do that, you have deceptions a lot. I mean, probably you fail a lot because you're, I don't know.
Maybe. What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Sorry about that. I asked you.
No, don't worry.
If it was about to, if you had.
Yeah. The irritating thing is that every single negative thought I ever had about myself was not only inconvenient, it was also completely unnecessary. In other words, it was all a lie, a very long, lifelong, elaborate lie. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm a perfectly reasonable human being. It's not, I'm not front page news. I'm not, it's like I'm not worthless. It's kind of, so all that negativity was completely unnecessary. So and that's kind of, it's good to know that now. I feel that, I'm not winding down, for instance. I'm going to crank it up. That's the idea. And partly that's driven by an understanding of these things that we're talking about, an understanding that there's no reason why not. There's no reason, I don't have to. And if I have limitations, so what? So how clever am I supposed to be? How clever would you want me to be? Who are you anyway? Who are you that want me to be cleverer? What, me? Apparently it's me that wants me to be, better looking, cleverer, funnier, whatever, more insightful, wiser. I'm exactly as wise or as intelligent or as, attractive, sorry, Mary, as I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's like there is no, who are you comparing yourself? Forget about it. Get on with it. Do something, make something happen and have some fun, and try and also be in vigorous opposition to those forces that you do not admire in the world, which seem to be running riot currently. So, let's get on and do some work that makes, that just puts a little chink in there somewhere and make it entertaining.
Yeah, make it entertaining.
Because that's the way that information travels best.
Hey, well done. You've listened to this episode of Génération Do It Yourself all the way through. Please share it with people around you and force your friends to subscribe to the podcast on their smartphone. Give it also a 5-star rating and a nice comment on Apple Podcasts. That would help me to stand out of the crowd. Finally, don't forget that if you need a tech and creative support, the whole Cosa Vostra team will pamper you as it should be if you write us on jdiy@cosavostra.com. I am Matthieu Stefani. Bisous.